Hey everyone, Dom here. My virtual escape. See this poster? That's peak fiction you're looking at, baby. I have a feeling I'll be talking about all the nooks and crannies of this criminally underrated web series till the day I die pretty much. Or when the nukes drop. We may never know. Today we'll be discussing My Virtual Escape's 2 endings and what I personally think of them. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as it helps me tremendously. I'd like to set a goal of 3,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, and I think that's totally possible if I stay on my A game. I have lots of videos planned this year, and it should hopefully be an easier process with my new 2012 Macbook Pro, which is what future videos will be edited with. It's from 2012, but it's lightning fast compared to my main semi-recent laptop. It's insane. Anyway, enough with my rambling, let's get on with the video. You read the title of the video, and yeah, My Virtual Escape has 2 endings, those being the final 2 episodes of the series, Judgment Day and Break Free. According to Jesse, Judgment Day was crafted to be a finale to the series, and could be chosen as the definitive conclusion if said viewer didn't like Break Free. So keeping that in mind, My Virtual Escape does indeed have 2 endings. Judgment Day was uploaded June 27, 2018 on Storyfire and June 29, 2018 on YouTube. Aside from the heist and little gangbanger, Judgment Day has probably the best acting seen throughout the entire series, and it's an episode that will surely keep your undivided attention, especially because of the absolute raw fight scene between Isaac and Abraham. Seriously, it can't be understated how much I love this scene. I've watched it more times than I can count and it never gets old. The action is raw, the makeup is very well done, and the sound design is brilliant. Like, each punch, stab, and injury feels realistic here. The fight is completed with a cover of Jenny Was a Friend of Mine, and it hits harder than my dad's belt. It's one of the rare examples of a cover outdoing the original song, and I can't imagine any other song accompanying this scene. Although, I could say the same for all of the music and scenes in My Virtual Escape. They all fit perfectly, and I can't imagine the series without it. My favorite part of this episode is when the choice system appears on screen and Isaac has his knife up to Abraham's throat preparing to kill him. But before long, it's revealed to be a fake out, and Isaac hits you with the
I make my own fucking choices.
Stabs Abraham in the shoulder. Archie makes his way there and cops follow, targeting him and soon after killing him. This causes Isaac to let his guard down, giving Abraham the upper edge to stab him with the knife from his shoulder and immediately after shooting him in the wound. As he walks away though, Isaac manages to muster up enough willpower to grab the fire poker and pierce Abraham's stomach, ultimately killing him. Isaac presumably dies from blood loss and his injuries, taking his last breath. The main cast of My Virtual Escape are all dead. And that's Judgment Day, an emotional and action-packed episode of the series that could be considered a bleak conclusion, and rightfully so. If My Virtual Escape ended here, it would have been a hell of a way to go out. It's absolutely perfect, and quite frankly, I consider it to be the second best video upload to YouTube, along with the heist. And I fully stand by that, by the way. The action, the acting, the fight choreography, the fucking music, it's peak. Chef's kiss. Break Free was uploaded July 4th, 2018 on Storyfire and July 6th, 2018 on YouTube, serving as the final episode of My Virtual Escape. Let me say right off the bat that this episode is divisive. There are those who like it and there are those who don't. I personally like it, and I'm going to tell you why. Although I still think Judgment Day is superior to it. Break Free is more on the longer side in length and shows Isaac actually made it out alive after his gruesome beating in Judgment Day. It also reveals the end-all be-all plot twist of... drumroll please. It wasn't real. The cliche of "it was all a dream" is a cliche old as storytelling itself. In some stories it works, in others not so much. It's not my ideal way to conclude My Virtual Escape, but at the same time I honestly don't have a distaste for it as some others. It's not like it was out of left field and hastily forced in. Matter of fact, it's foreshadowed all throughout the course of the series even. And with Eve being this virtual reality game with an insanely immersive world, looking back, it doesn't surprise me. The criticism given to this approach, aside from it being an overused cliche, is that everything didn't matter. I'll stop you right there and tell you that's flat out wrong. While it was a simulation, it still meant so much to Isaac. The experiences and hardships he faced affected him greatly and changed him. He learned to appreciate everything he has, and he came to the conclusion that maybe life isn't so bad, and if anything, could be worse. In technicality, it wasn't real, but it was real to him and everyone else, and ended up changing their lives for the better. Isaac's experience in Eve will stick with him, haunt him until the day he takes his last breath. There's no doubt that he came out of that experience with PTSD. I can understand some of the critiques given to the episode itself, such as it being a bit on the longer side and of course, Buzz's performance. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't believe Break Free is a bad ending to the series, as much as I prefer Judgment Day. And man, that final scene is just so good. I think My Turn is the most feels-good song to close out any McJuggernuggets series. Within the context of the McJuggernuggets lore, one could interpret Judgment Day as the Devil's ending, being the original finisher, while Break Free could be interpreted as Jesse Tyler's ending. In the second part of the Devil Inside Season 2 finale, The Devil Outside, the Devil insists that Jesse, who we were under the impression escaped the Mirror Hub at the time, tells Isaac's story. Judgment Day and Break Free in this context would be the bad and good endings to My Virtual Escape. Judgment Day and Break Free remind me of episodes 25 and 26 of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and its movie, The End of Evangelion. Both series have two alternative endings that are completely different in tone and approach. One is hopeful, cheerful, and lighthearted. The main protagonists also both learn to love themselves and move forward in their lives, while the other is gruesome, dark, and bleak. Everyone also dies in this one. It's so fucked up. And that about wraps up this video. I think both endings to the series have their merits. Their pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses, all that jazz. At the end of the day, as I've stated previously, I think Judgment Day is my personal favorite finisher to My Virtual Escape, though I also appreciate Break Free and what it brought to the table, still being a perfectly solid and satisfying conclusion. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I have lots of big videos in store and I'm excited to bring them all to you. I'm Dom, or DPlex, and I hope you have yourselves a good one. Fun times.